You know the trouble with riding a bike when you get older, or even just when you get older in general, I suppose, is your body starts to let you down. And a few weeks ago, when I was driving around, I started having these symptoms. Right, I needed to use the toilet more, but I just thought it was the job, because I've got a driving job. I just thought maybe it's because I ain't using the toilet enough while I'm on the driving job, but that weren't actually the case. What I ended up having to go to the hospital because I don't know if you've heard of that saying, shitting through an eye of a needle. Well, that was an understatement, really. I mean, when I was having a shit, it was just like having a piss out of my arse. And I went to hospital, and they made an appointment to have a tube shoved up my arse and have a look round inside my bowels. Not the nicest thing, I've got to admit. So I've gone in there, and they're fucking laying on the bed. And the thing, first of all, the thing is, right, I was supposed to take somebody because they was going to give me a sedative, but of course I didn't read that part of the hospital invitation. I just read what time I got to be there and stuff. And oh yeah, they sent me this stuff called Moviprep. Right, it's a couple of packets of stuff that you mix together and make 2 litres of drink, and you have to drink it within an hour. And it's the most disgusting drink that you've ever drunk in your life. And what that stuff does is basically it flushes your whole system out. And again with that, I didn't really read the date on the date I was supposed to go to the hospital, and I drunk that stuff a day too early, and which meant for the next day I couldn't eat anything, and just drink water or lemon juice or whatever. And so anyway, I got to the hospital starving hungry, and the woman goes to me, the nurse goes to me, starts telling me about the procedure. I get changed, and they're going to call me in and lay me on the bed, and the doctor's going to put a tube up my arse and have a look around in me bowels and all that kind of stuff. But they didn't tell you that he shoves his finger up your arse to start with. And anyway, so I get there, and I yeah, no worries, and all that kind of stuff. And she goes to me, "How did you get here? Who did you come with?" And I said, "Sorry." And she goes, "Who did you come with? Who did you bring?" Because I couldn't see anybody out in the reception with you. She goes, "I come on my bike. I come on my own." And she was like, "Oh dear. Well, we can't give you any sedatives if you've come on your own." And I said to her, "Well, has people had it done before without sedatives?" And she goes, "Yeah, kind of." And I was like, "Kind of? What do you mean, kind of?" And then she goes, "What we'll do is we'll give you the gas that the ladies have when they have babies." And I thought, yeah, alright, that sounds alright to me. So anyway, I got changed. I got this funny little smock thing on with the wide open back and my boots. Then they called me in, laid me on the couch on the bed thing, right? And then he fucking shoved his finger up my arse. He's like, "What the?" And then he goes, "This won't hurt." And then he had this tube which was about 4 foot long. I'm sure it was about 4 foot long, if not longer. And he started fucking putting that in my arse, and I can feel it going round me guts. I can feel it in my stomach. And I was like, nurse, where's that gas? Where's it? And in my head I'm going, where the fucking hell is that gas? Do you know what I mean? And this nurse was sitting in front of me, and she just gave me this tube, and I just put it in my mouth, and she said, breathe it in slowly, and I'm like, do you know what I mean? It's like, and the next minute, all I can hear is these voices flying about all around me, and I'm laying there. I'm completely zoned out. Do you know what I mean? I'm on another planet, and I'm just laying there. But the thing is, right, although I was just laying there and I can hear all these voices flying around and floating about, I could still feel the pain. You know what I mean? I could still feel the tube going up and around me, but I couldn't do nothing about it because I couldn't move any of my limbs or anything. And then I turned around to the nurse and I went to tell her. I said, I don't want any more gas. And what I heard me come out of it just sounded like, do you know what I mean? Something like that. I couldn't even speak. Anyway, they had their little look around, and it wasn't anything serious. There was no cancers or anything like that. It wasn't colitis, but there was a bit of infection to my lower bowels. Right, and when they done all the took all the samples and everything, and did, checked out what it was and everything, it turned out to be I've got proctitis. And I don't know if anyone actually knows what proctitis is. I'll just give you a quick explanation of what proctitis is. You can't eat anything with fibre in it because your body can't absorb the fibre. It basically just rejects it, and there's no cure for it. There's only like it's not even a preventative really. They give you some tablets and stuff and everything, but they don't do much, and suppositories don't do much. And the only way that I found that I could control it is just eat meat, and that's it. And meat and a little bit of lettuce, and bananas is the only fruit that you can eat. So basically I've been living on chicken and burgers and meatballs, anything with less than 0.5% fibre in it. So any meat really, nothing processed. Anyway, I'll tell you what proctitis is if I was to eat, like, I don't know, something with fibre in it, like breakfast cereal with fibre in it or anything, within an hour I'll be on the toilet, right? And the thing with proctitis is you can't, if you're busting for a dump, right, and you think, I don't know, I'll wait till I get in and then I'll have a good dump. Do you know what I mean? You can't do that with proctitis. The minute you want to have a dump, you've got to get to the toilet straight away. There's no holding it. It's really fucking difficult. So the only time that I can really eat anything with fibre in it is if I got more than a couple of days off. And then, like on my first day off, I could just eat all the food I like. Do you know what I mean? All the fruit and veg I like. And the second day, I won't be able to do anything because I'll be homebound. Do you know what I mean? And the third day will be alright. So anyway, that's where I'm going at the moment. I'm going to the QEII hospital in Welwyn Garden City for another checkup. I have to admit, since I've been eating meat, it hasn't done me any harm. But the only issue really is that, slow down, speed camera. The only issue is really that before all this happened, so I had, like when you get to a certain age, they give you blood tests and free checkups and all that kind of stuff. They do that sort of kind of stuff in the UK, National Health and that. And they said my cholesterol was borderline. Do you know what I mean? So already I've sort of like got a reasonably high cholesterol, and now I can't eat any fruit or veg and just eat meat. That probably ain't going to do that a lot of good. So anyway, I've got to have another blood test and all that kind of stuff sooner or later. You know, it's been a year since I had that last one, so see how it goes this time. But yeah, anyway, I'm going today to the new QEII hospital in Welwyn City for another little fucking not a check-up, just a meeting and see how I'm getting on and all that kind of stuff, really. I don't know why they have it in Welwyn City, because we got Leicester Hospital in Stevenage that I went to last time, and it's down the road, and now I've got to drive all the way to Welwyn just for the same sort of interview. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. If I wanted to go out like on a say if I wanted to go out on a Sunday at a weekend or something, I know on the Saturday that I can't eat anything with fibre in it whatsoever, and I can't really sort of like leave the house till around about 11 when I know, you know, the all clear is there kind of thing. You know, after you use the toilet a couple of times, it's like you're all clear, do you know what I mean? Apparently there's quite a few people that actually have it. Didn't know that. Or colitis is like, I'm not sure what the statistics are, but it was like 1 in every 100 or something like that. Maybe even less than that, more than that, sorry. But you know, all these dodgy diseases and things that people are getting, I mean, where's it all coming from? Like Brian mentioned the other day, it could be all the plastic wrappings and containers that we're eating from, and you get particles of plastic in that, in your food. I mean, that can't, you know, that can't do you much good, eating, you know, lots of microbes of plastic all the time. Everything's shipped in plastic these days, isn't it? Nothing's in bottles anymore. I'm sure there weren't that, you know, this many diseases, you know, in you know, years ago. I'm sure nobody had all these diseases. And all the chemicals that they're spraying in the air and on your food. All you're doing is eating chemicals. I have to admit, since you know, I've been making distilled water, so I don't drink tap water anymore. You know, I feel better through drinking distilled water, believe it or not. Your homemade distilled water, it's all filtered, so anything, you know, it's on the carbon filter. So there's only 3 parts per million of total dissolvable solids in the water that I drink. Only 3 parts per million. In your tap water, I checked my tap water and there was 357 parts per million of total dissolvable solids. And this is all the bad stuff, do you know what I mean? This is all the rubbish that you don't want to eat or drink. I think I'm going to be way too early. I just put me leggings on and shit like that, because I don't know if it's going to rain or not. It looks like it might rain. Let's go up this way. Oh shit, I should have gone straight on. It's quicker going straight on. Yeah, let's go straight on. Otherwise I'm going to have to go through the town, otherwise I could just go around the industrial area a bit this way. I used to go this way to work when I worked as a team leader for an internet service provider that was based in Welwyn City. I come down here every morning, shit job that was. It's not even rush hour, it's not even knocking out time for work or anything yet. There are always cars on the road. Where is everyone going? Do you know what I mean? I've always wondered that. Where is everyone going? Where are you going in front of me? Where's that bloke going? Where are they going? I know where he's going. So we've done 9 miles. 9 miles. It's not very far, is it? Riding my Triumph the other day after I'd done the clean the carbs up. That ride's amazing now. And believe it or not, I'm still not sure which of the two bikes that I really like the most riding, whether it's the XS650 or the Bonnie. I do like XS650s. I always have liked XS650s. Got one in the garage now, which is like in a million bits. It's just a pile of bits, really. That's my next project, really. I'm just going to build that up just to see what's missing on it, what's left that I need to get to complete it. I don't think there's a lot missing, really, because I mean most of the bike that I bought, you know, that just for the engine and for the chop, really. So I know I'm going to need an engine. So if there's any engine donors out there, I'd really appreciate that. If you don't have any engine bits that you don't want. There's a left turn up here somewhere on it. 2 in the road. I used to go this way to work as well, and I worked at Norton Abrasives, making those oil stones and grinding wheels. I was a press operator there. This is donkeys years ago, this, and I had the believe it or not, I had a motor became 50cc moped that I used to come from Stevenage to Welwyn every morning, every day. And see this dip here? This used to be a railway bridge here. And one day it absolutely hammered it down with rain, and it was must have been about a foot deep in water at the bottom of that little dip. And I come flying down this hill, and I hit that water about 20-25 mile an hour. I don't know if you remember those old motorbicanes. They had these massive, great leg shields in the front, and my moped just come to a screeching halt with waves flying out either side of it. And I had to, because they're fan belt driven, the drive on them. The engine was still going, but the fan belt stopped going round. Do you know what I mean? Because it was soaking wet. I had to put my feet down, so the water come up halfway up my shins. Yeah, and I had to wade out of it on the other side and pedal it for about most of the way up the hill, really. And I don't know if anyone's ever pedalled one of those, motorbicanes or Raleigh runabout. They're not the sort of thing that you want to pedal in the wet. They're not the sort of thing you want to pedal anyway, really. I don't even know why they've got pedals on them. Because it's hard work, I tell you. Anyway, that was my... I managed to go home in the end. Wet feet, freezing cold, 30 mile an hour, luckily. If I was to get 30 mile an hour out of it. Downhill was alright. Watch my speed around here, I suppose. It's easy to speed, really. Hello. QE2 hospital. Enough signs for it. If you're blind, you see the signs. Don't even know what the parking's like in there. Really have to check that out when I get there. Normally hospitals have free motorcycle parking or bike parking, which is a good thing really. A bit hard to stick a ticket on a motorbike, I suppose. QE2, another sign there, look. QE2, another sign. Oh, you know. I wonder where it is. QE2 hospital, another sign up there. They do let their signs in Welwyn Garden City, don't they? Give way. Leave it out, it's taking too long. Roads are much better than Stevenage, you know. Haven't seen hardly any potholes at all. Nearly there, I think. It's just up the road here. Oh, yeah, school's out now. Look, kids everywhere. Watch out for the kids running across the roads now. Not for their safety, for mine. Not a bad place, Welwyn Garden City, really. Seems pretty clean. This is the QE2 here, isn't it? Hey, you son of a bitch. Right, let's find some parking. I could stick it in there by that flower pot. Over there? Yeah, I do. I'll stick it over there by the push bikes and the moped. Where's he going? Can't go up the slope. It's good enough for me. Steering lock on. Big ass bike chain. I fucking put my lights on, haven't I? Twat. Not that I don't trust anyone in Welwyn Garden City. Oh, did I bring the right fucking key? Yes. Now we need to get round something. Round there. That would do, I reckon. Reach, damn it. Yeah, I do. I'll see you in a bit. Check out the bumper on that car. Do you reckon someone's caught that as they're driving out of their parking space, and then shut off a bit rapid? I think he needs a bit more than a tyre wrap to put that back together, don't you think? Well, it's parking over there. I could have parked over there. Look. Now I know. Anyway. Our wonderful national health system. Right, you know, if you miss an appointment, they send you right snotty letters saying they're going to take you off the register, this, that and the other, blah, 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 blah. When they cancel the appointment, they don't even tell you. So, I've gone in there and they said, hey, oh, Mr. blah, 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 we're sorry, but the doctor's not here today, his appointments have been cancelled. No person told me. Oh, you can go that way. I thought it was only one way this long. Let's follow them. Neat, eh? Lock in the bag. Let's let the kids cross me. So now it's back home again. Back to work tomorrow, but I think I'm up at about 3:30 in the morning. So it's going to be an early night tonight. Can't wait to start rebuilding that other XS650, really. Something to think about during the day while I'm driving around. didn't rain anyway, that's a good thing. But actually it's not rained yet, which is a good thing. Oh man, I forgot to do the zips up on I forgot to do the zips up on my sleeves, and I can feel the cold air whistling around my elbows. Do them up. There we go. Balance on this bike is pretty amazing, really. I don't think I can do that on a Triumph. I haven't tried, really. I'll give that a go one day. I'm still debating whether to put knobblies on the XS650 and make it into like a street tracker or a scrambler. I don't know yet. If I was to do that, then I'm going to need something like an 18-inch rear wheel for it. It's more expense, really. Maybe I should just do it. Maybe I should just put it together in the cheapest possible way. I mean, no fancy paintwork. Just leave it as it is. Do you know what I mean? Just leave everything as it is, and just put it all back together. No cleaning it up, so it looks like it's been stored for years and nothing done to it, and then just taken out on the road. My little rat bike. I could have a little rat bike. I don't know. It always changes. When you start something, it always changes anyway, doesn't it? Whatever you're doing. Oh, I've got this great idea, and you know, a week later, that idea's in the bin. Need to source an engine from somewhere though. I think that's probably what, I mean, I think I've got more or less everything for it. I mean, I can use a few bits that I bought for the chop, which I never used on the chop, you know, like switch gear and all that kind of stuff, you know. I mean, I bought all that for the chop. Maybe put some Lucas indicators, which I've got spare off the Triumph, maybe, and a Lucas headlight, which I've got spare for the Triumph. So maybe I could just use some Triumph bits on it, or I just use whatever I've got available in the garage and build up another 650. I think the Lucas headlights will look pretty good on the 650 with a big headlight. There's only like I think it's only a 7-inch headlight on these bikes, if I remember. I think it's about 8.5 on the Triumph. Don't quote me on that though, because I might be wrong. Damn it, I should have gone down there. Never mind, take the next right. Next right of the lights. Show you where I used to work actually. That's up this way. Don't know what all that shit is in the road. I think it's about knocking out time now for the factory, isn't it? More and more cars on the road. A railway bridge that was connected to the other one by the look of it. One that's no longer there. Shire Park is where I used to work, where all the buildings are in there. Left turn up here. used to work up there. Yeah, well, bus has got to be in here, look. Used to be a garage down here, used to fill up all the time, but it's closed down now. Garage on the right here. Used to be a filling station at one time. You see the old bits where the pumps were. A parts shop or something now. Yeah, these roads are much better than Stevenage. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go through, have a ride through Old Welwyn. Just as something to do, really. It's just like a little old part of Welwyn, really. It's interesting little place, big church in the middle, few pubs. That's about it, really. Maybe a couple of dozen shops. But it's picturesque, I suppose. Probably full old people that all go to church. Right, I've got to do some filtering here if we can get a bit of room. So everyone uses the whole of the road, look. You've got a truckload of microwaves. So I want a bit wider road. Goes when it wants to, this bike. This is coming into Old Welwyn. We'll take a bit of a different route. We'll go around the back way and then go through the little village itself, so you can do the whole route. Bound to be cars queuing up around here then. Oh no. Lights. These lights only work at certain times of the day, in the rush hour times, otherwise you'd never get out of it. Would be a bad place to live, really. It's, you ain't got a from the pub, everything's walking distance. Apart from here, if you're old, you wouldn't want to walk up. You know, wouldn't want to live at the top of the hill. Especially drunk. I think there might even be a pub at the top of the hill. BP garage. Oh, that's what I was been looking for. Oh no, it's a Shell garage I'm looking for. Apparently they do some decent diesel. Shell V1 or something. Shell something 1. It's supposed to be, you know, the best diesel for your cars. Looks after your engine. Don't seem that many Shell garages around now. They're all BP or Esso, aren't they? Nice old house, is it? I'd paint that black, it'd look like a barn, wouldn't it? Old school. Yeah, there is a pub at the top of the hill. Yeah, what pretty old buildings. The steamer. We'll have to have a pop in there one day and see what their bit's like. This is a hill I was talking about. I mean, if you come out of a pub drunk at the bottom of the hill and you're like in your 60s or 70s, you ain't going to want to walk up that hill, are you? That little old building there. Got a river as well. River and ducks. Then we come into the town centre. Tesco Express. That van having a laugh, innit? He ain't going to fit in there. Oh, he's backing into a drive or something. Another pub, the Tavern. Wine merchant next to it. And there's the church. I think that's St Mary's Church. Yep, St Mary's. St Mary the Virgin. Nice big old church there, isn't there? And that's it, really. One or two more shops. Come on, mate. So anyway, that's Honda Goldwing. Little tour de Hertfordshire. Thought he was going to turn up, that lorry. Brian would have done that. you got to eat. Makes you wonder what is the national speed limit on here. You can do 70 along here. You got all these driveways to houses, you know, coming out onto the road at 70, you know, the cars whizzing past at 70 mile an hour. Imagine that on a motorway, having driveways that just turn out onto the motorway. It would never happen, would it? Yeah, sometimes the restrictions and whatever and speed limits on the roads in the UK just dumbfound me sometimes. We're on our 40 limit now, and this is all the way to Nebworth where it changes to 30. Can't say as I blame it, eh? Going through Nebworth at 40, you're bound to crash into something. We're at North Star pub there. Nice place to have a meal. I need to change the solenoid, you know, the starter solenoid in this thing. Sometimes it don't work. It just like click, 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 and that's it. I've got one at home, it's just a matter of getting around to changing it really. Like everything, I suppose. Do it one day. When I'm too old to kick this over. They've done a bit of road alterations down here, but they left this curb. You see, it seems like the curbs of bollards. They left the curb sticking out a little bit on the corner. And that's a pain in yellow because too many people were crashing into it. So just where them cars are now down the bottom there, just where that car's passing that bollard. The alteration is the little bit there where you move out a bit further, and the corner of that curb that sticks out. A few people have hit that. Red Lion used to be a bikers pub years and years ago. Funny, all these pubs now are turned into like pubs with food. Do you know what I mean? Like cooked food and stuff now. Days of the beer tankards are over, I think. Chocolate shop. That sounds like an interesting place to stop. Actually, I could get some cakes on the way home. That sounds like a plan, actually. Get some munchies. No, I can't eat cakes, actually. Go on, bus, pull out. And this is Nebworth. Decent bikes in there, apart from scooters. I tell you what, gone. I think all the fruit and veg shops now, all the the greengrocers, they're all gone now. Won't see many. I think there's at the end of this row there's a butcher that's still about. No, he's even gone. Is he there or is he around here? Oh, here he is. One of the only last remaining butchers around. Yeah, I used to like the greengrocers. You should get fruit, fresh fruit and veg. Not that I can eat it now anyway. Well, a couple of miles time, be at the shop getting some cakes, biscuits, and I need some milk. What else can I get? Let's see what I get when I get in there. Must be something interesting to buy to eat. Spend most of the time looking around to see how much fibre stuff's gone in now. That's the trouble. Oh yeah, cause there's only 2 cereals I can eat with this almond. One is Rice Krispies, because it's obviously made with rice, I suppose. And the other one is Ready Brek, believe it or not. I don't mind Ready Brek. I don't like it hot though. I prefer it with cold milk. Yeah, and I can hear all you. It was the same with Scotch porridge oats. I can't stand it hot. I have to eat all that sort of stuff with cold milk. I like Marmite too. Yeah, I can hear all you non-Marmite fans going, "Ew, Marmite." But I like Marmite with cheese. And my favourite sandwiches actually are cheese and jam. I don't know if anyone's ever tried that before. Cheese and jam. It's a bit like sweet and sour, really. But yeah, they're alright actually. And cheese and Marmite, I like that. In fact, I eat cheese with anything. Not so much onion anymore though. Just do it right here. So I have to follow that bus all the way home. Get it around there. We just passed the Roebuck Motel, that big white building, which was on my right or on the roundabout there. That's where old Dick Turpin used to stay. And you must know who Dick Turpin is, the old highwayman, robber, criminal. Yeah, he used to stay there. Maybe I should just do a better film of that place next time we go past. I'll have a few shots of it. There was a pub on up Rockingham Way called the Twin Foxes, right, and they were a couple of poachers, Steve, in the early 1800s. I think it was the early 1800s. There was a couple of poachers that kept getting arrested, and they were the Fox twins. there was a pub named after him, the Twin Foxes, which is now been demolished and had a few houses built on it, so that pub no longer exists. Just thinking, it was a shitty pub anyway, to be honest. I mean, in its heyday, I suppose it was alright. A few people went, but the more places that you got in Stevenage Leisure Park, places people want to go out and eat now. They don't want to go out to the pub anymore. I'm saying that there's a decent pub there, Pear Tree, but that's alright because it's like in the middle of a lot of houses. Do you know what I mean? It's the Rockingham Way, the Rockingham Way one was a bit off out of the way kind of thing. It wasn't a very good pub anyway. It was a pretty shitty pub. But yeah, it's a way. I mean, there's no reference to the Fox twins now that pub's gone. So I'm just wondering if if there's anything else to do with the Fox twins anywhere. I'd have to see. All I can think of is cakes now. Cakes and biscuits. I do love the sound of these pipes. Does anyone remember Campbell exhausts? I've got a pair of Campbell exhausts which come off of this bike actually when I first got it. They sound similar to this and look similar to this, but they had like a couple of dents in, a little bit rusty. Starting to get a bit of misty rain now, so I'm going to have to shut off in a minute because this camera's not waterproof really. It's probably might be getting a bit blurry with the water on the lens anyway, so I'll catch you a lot later. I'll just upload this as it is really, and sort of basically let you know what I'm up to. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you a lot later.